Hello and welcome to the Comics Atlas. This is the series where we talk about the complete history of comic book characters. Today is Tuesday for Thor, and the mighty warrior is hungry for battle. He will return to space and face the biggest and deadliest of his rival in the pages of Thor, issues 131, 132 and 133. Let's jump on the Bifrost and get amused. Thor and Hercules are back from their little adventure in the Netherworld. While Hercules bickers with Ares, the god of war, our hero proceeds to go away and settle his pending problems with Odin. You remember, right? He wants his father's approval to marry Jane Foster, or to be completely disowned and do it anyway. Speaking of the lady, he's still on her trip to nowhere from last episode. She was put there by the mysterious Tana Nile, who reveals her true nature. She's a space colonizer from the command planet in the constellation Regal. Okay, to be honest with you, I don't really dig her design. But I digress. Nile asks for permission to colonize Earth from her bosses, and they visit her to check the place. In the meantime, Thor goes to Asgard and has a heart-to-heart with Odin. After months of telling his son to leave Jane, Odin says screw it and lets Thor do whatever he wants. Our protagonist is joyous and rushes to our planet to share the news. But he only finds the colonizers, who confess their plan. Nile will become the ruler of our planet by putting it under a space lock, a kind of force field that allows the controller to displace the planet from its orbit and mess up the climate at will. Thor lets himself be captured only to hijack the ship he's put in and learn what's really going on with these aliens. In the middle of space, the colonizers try to stop the god, but his powers prove supreme even against their most powerful technology. Thor reaches the space lock station and continues to dismantle every single creature he comes across. The leader of Regal now realizes it was a mistake to confront such a powerful foe, but Thor could be useful. They stop the massacre and discuss a matter. It's a threat even bigger to both sides, the Black Galaxy. It's described as the only thing the colonizers fear, and its massive power could one day destroy Earth and the universe itself. Thor and the colonizer leader reach an agreement. The god will enter the Black Galaxy and hopefully neutralize it, and in exchange the aliens will leave Earth alone. With an android recorder at his side, the Asgardian jumps into a ship to enter the Black Galaxy. Not long after, the recorder feels a disturbance, a weird universe composed of living biological matter. It's a bioverse. Next thing we see is a beautiful sight. It's the one and only Ego, the living planet. What does a bioverse even mean? Well, the recorder puts it this way. The place is not only a receptacle for life, the planet is life itself. In this plane of existence, Ego is superior. Able to read the mind of Thor, the planet ignores his royal words and modifies the environment to resemble landscape from his past. The planet creates an accurate reflection of Asgard as it continues to parade the god and the recorder around. He then cuts to the chase and reveals his intentions. While the colonizers have approached him in the past, they are too weak to be useful. But Thor is different. Ego can actually use the Asgardian as a molecular model to create countless warriors and take over the universe while he remains safe in the Black Galaxy. Ego creates the first copy and it looks interesting. But before it can be tested, the planet shifts again and now it has no further use for the god. Thor and the recorder are moved around and reach the core of the planet, where they are attacked by a pile of powerful copies. Cut to whatever's happening on Earth. Yeah, exciting news, I know. While running away, Jane has dinner with some weird-looking guys who draft her as a teacher for the high evolutionary, whatever that is. And Tana Nile is told by her bosses to quit the nonsense and leave our planet alone. Where was I? Right, piles of enemies inside Ego. Thor uses his hammer to stay alive, but he gets sucked more into the planet. Still, he shows his heroism by not leaving the recorder behind. It's a cool scene. Through both issues, the recorder has been this emotionless computer, but when he's saved, it remarks feeling gratitude for the first time. In the end, it's all solved in just the last page. Thor conjures his power to control the cosmic winds around and inside the planet and provoke a gigantic explosion. That's enough for Ego to recognize Thor's superiority and promise to never threaten the known universe again. So away our hero go to Regal and later Earth. Tales of Asgard time. The first one starts where our last one ended. The god of thunder still impersonates the enemy's leader and asks for the warlock's eye to be presented to him. But Volstagg will screw the plan. While hiding, he tracks the eye's hiding place and steals it. Thor sees the writing on the wall, ditches his costume and disarms his foes with the help of his warriors. Sometime later, while the warriors take a well-needed bath, they hear the roar of a morning drum. It's the calling signal of the great black stallion of doom to Muspelheim. This beautiful beast comes around wherever a warrior is marked for death. In this case, it's poor Harukin, the rebel leader from the last 2 issues, whose battle wounds certainly look like that of a dying man. Harukin mounts the horse for the last time as the Asgardians pay their respect to a fallen former comrade. Then the goddess of death, Hela, comes to pick the dead herself along with her Valkyrie guard. The trail of fallen Harukin goes for a while, until Hela cannot follow him anymore. She crosses a glistening golden bridge and reaches the mythical Valhalla, the warrior afterlife of eternal battle and glory. Harukin regains his senses to the fullest and rushes into eternity with a great smile on his face. In the last panels, the Asgardians have one final toast for their friend and their own journeys to hopefully also lead them to Valhalla. With Ego, the living planet, his introduction is such an iconic moment and it's drawn so well. It's great to see Thor fighting cosmic threats and going toe-to-toe with the most powerful ones. My favorite part was Thor saving the recorder. In the face of a whole planet exploding, he still thinks of saving a robot companion who he just met a couple of hours ago. A worthy hero. The only minor criticisms that I have are that the ending is kinda rushed and the colonizers not being interesting at all. In the Tales of Asgard, as usual, we get beautiful landscapes and neat concepts as well. The whole funeral, death and rebirth of Harukin is gorgeous. The warrior afterlife sure looks nice for Asgardians. Also, Hela's here, she's always nice. Undoubtedly, the idea of death for the gods will be explored later, yet the tidbits are wonderful. Anyway guys, that is for today. Don't forget to leave your like, share and subscribe down below. You can also check my other playlists on heroes such as Spider-Man and Daredevil. This is the Comics Atlas, and wish you all a nice existence.